And part 3, the final part of our exam review answer key. The volume of the sphere, 4/3 times pi times radius cubed. So the radius is given as 4, substitute. Final answer, 268. The similar figures, which was the last thing we'd been working on in class, you just want the scale factor of the small figure to the larger figure if they're similar. So you need to use all 3 pairs of numbers. So we start with 4/12, 7/21, 18/54. All of those reduce to 1/3, so they are similar, and that is your scale factor. For number 31, they're already giving us the surface area. So remember, we take the square root, so that's alpha y equals in your calculator. So the square root of 100 over 361 reduces to 10 to 19. Number 32, you're doing scale factor, and then you find the areas and the volumes. So area is the same as surface area. So if the original scale factor was 4/13, area you square it, volume you cube it. So now you have to just make sure you choose in the correct order. So we were looking for the start of 16 to 169. So the only correct answer is D. For 33, we are trying to figure out a missing volume. So we start with the surface area ratio. Make sure to get the original scale factor, we square root the ratio. Our original scale factor is 5/4. In order to get the volume ratio, you need to go 5 to the third, 4 to the third. So that's our volume ratio that we're using to solve the proportion. So the ratio asked gave it as A to B. So we're missing the volume of A. We know the volume of B. So it's 1,875. Now going back to our circle unit. Remember, tangent is perpendicular to a radius. So if we're trying to figure out the length of segment AB, that's part of a right triangle. All radii of a circle are congruent. So we know A to O is 40. That means C to O would also be 40. And then our entire right triangle is ABO. So we have 85, is the length of the hypotenuse. So we're missing a leg. It's a subtraction problem. 85 squared minus 40 squared. For number 35, you want to find the measure in degrees. So ZWX, you start at Z, pass through W, end up at X. Every semicircle is 180 degrees. These are vertical angles, so you can simply add from X to R is 180, from R to Z is another 54. So the total measurement of that arc, 234 degrees. For number 36, if the arcs are congruent, the chords are congruent. So these are central angles. So since the chords are congruent, DC and AB have to be congruent. So AB would be 33 degrees. That means the central angle is also 33 degrees. Number 37, angle BAC is an inscribed angle. That's half the arc it intercepts. So half of 46, 23 degrees. For 38, when the two secants intersect outside the circle, the angle is half the difference of the two arcs. So we substitute in the 109 and the 70, subtract, and then divide by 2. So angle A would be 19.5 degrees. And finally, number 39, if the chords intersect inside the circle, the measure of the angle is half the sum of the arcs. So the two arcs were 32 degrees and 28 degrees. Add, divide by 2. The missing angle is 30 degrees. Finally, number 4, any tangents that come from the same external point are congruent. So it says segment JK is congruent to segment JL. If JA is 9, JB must be 9 because the two tangents come from the same outside point. If AL is 10, LC must be 10. So J to L is 19. So that tells us that B to K has to be 10. CK is from the same external point as BK, so that's 10. So we have all the pieces of the triangle. To get the perimeter, add all 3 sides, 19 plus 19 plus 20. So there is the end of your final exam video review.